Hello, welcome back to another pretty HD video. What's up? We have got another career mode episode 22 of Everton career mode, and we begin this episode against very relegation threatened Burnley. They currently sit in the relegation zone and in a dangerous position. Lee Osman starts the game off with a ball through to Naismith. Our reserve striker does run through and manages to just slice it home against the Burnley keeper early on. So it's a good start. It took the matter of minutes for Naismith to open up the defence. And really, there was too much of a gap between the defenders here. We penetrated through that gap, and found the space for Naismith to slot in the goal. Look at the gap between the centre-backs, just too poor. There was way too much space, and the near-post finish is easy as. And just before we have this free kick, we do have one of these new features from EA Sports. It is the next fixture, so that's nice to see. It sort of gives you a bit of an overview of the actual career mode itself. You sort of know what's going on elsewhere a bit better. But we do have the free kick, and he is telling us to remain there in the wall, but no magic spray, which I think would be so awesome in FIFA 16 if they just whipped out their magic spray and drew a white line on the pitch, the vanishing spray thing. But either way, we do creep forward and draw a yellow card with Atsu, which probably was a mistake because it's a situation where Burnley don't really create much, with Vokes here passing it into Taylor, and the Taylor's shot, it was decent, but if it was any nearer to the goal, I have a feeling that Howard maybe could have pulled off the save. But as he creeps past us here, he held up the ball well, turned our man, and shimmied past us. Didn't really come to anything in the end because the shot was wildly off target. And it remains at that scoreline of 1-0 going into half-time. So coming out of the dressing rooms for the second half now. Early on in the second half, we play a ball through to Naismith. Naismith, again, he wasn't really shining this game, but doing the job. Plays it back to Osman, and Osman's shot is wild again. But it is a corner kick, so did take a deflection on the way through. We do the quick one to Stones. John Stones, taps it towards McCarthy. McCarthy shoots. It's a good shot. It comes back out to Bittencourt, and he made it harder for himself there, clattering into the defender. And it only creeped in to the edge of the net because it just managed to creep in there from Bittencourt, and he is the 90+ potential player. He has potential to be special on his squad report status right now. That's insane because it's not even like, I don't even know how he's got that, yet the likes of Atsu just are still remaining at the rating of 77. That's insane. But either way, Naismith again wins the ball back. He's one of them players that comes in handy on the latter stages of the season when the likes of Eto'o and Lukaku are constantly tired after a congested fixture list with Europa League fixtures. For a team like us, and 77 rated striker, Cam, and right midfielder who's versatile, he comes in hell handy, man. He is so handy to play with. But as Burnley play a bit of nice football here, they do with the ball in, and it is a fabulous header, propelled it into the top corner. And Burnley, if they were going to get back into this game, it had to be now. They had to score a goal soon, and they have done that. But they shouldn't be wasting time celebrating. They should be getting that ball, getting it back on the centre spot. But let's see the Ings there playing that back heel through ball, and then the ball was whipped into the middle. It was a fabulous propelled header into the top corner, but it doesn't matter anyway. Although we are prevented of our clean sheet, we still get the 3 points, which is the most important thing, and that is a great way to start this off. But anyway, if you do want to see a double upload today, then make sure you smash that like button. I want to get through season 1 soon. And again, look at this. Sevilla aren't exactly the easiest team, but they're not exactly the hardest either. I mean, we could have been drew against Dortmund, but yet we still remain clear of the top teams in this competition, despite the fact that Sevilla did beat Arsenal 5-1. And coincidentally as well, guess who sold to Sevilla? McGeady. So Aidan McGeady playing against his former club. What are the chances of that, eh? But Ever Banega here, as formerly of Valencia, plays it into Bacca. Bacca turns, plays it back to Banega. Banega once again turns, multiple turns from him, finds McGeady, our former player, sold them and ripped it off. we've really ripped off his price tag at 13.5 million. That's massive. But either way, we've got to forget about friendships with McGeady. We've got to get stuck in and get this ball, because Banega slots it home, and Sevilla are one of them teams that are really difficult to play against. You've got a feeling they're one of your bogey teams. And here in Spain, here in Seville, we are 1-0 down against Sevilla, and that's a massive blow, because you can see the confidence with the team celebration there. And they played some great football in the build-up to that. Howard couldn't do enough. It was fabulous football. You have got to just sit back and admire that, because that is superb. Banega doubles his tally in Europe. But as the ball played to Bittencourt just lost it through to Lukaku. Wild shot, but apparently he was brought down in the process. So maybe a bit of luck turning on our favour here. So with that said, we have got a penalty kick here against Sevilla. And we will be Banks who steps up for it. But look at his foot here. Look at how high his leg went, and his back foot was stretched as well. Surely he hurt his groin when he did that. Either way, Baines steps over. I do check that he is the best kick taker. I should have known that from knowledge anyway. Better than Lukaku, better than everybody. Leighton Baines, our left back. He shoots, and it is not very powerful, but it manages to sneak its way past the player, and we celebrate in front of our fans, quite fittingly, in fact. We have drew level here, and it's all square now. Back to square one, like I say multiple times. When it's 1-1, I think of it like we're starting the game off again. Fresh start, new start. Let's defend this draw, and let's try and get the winning goal. So anyway, as the ball is tackled quite fairly, in my opinion, no advantage given. Just a free kick. Stones is the man to just play that quickly to Strootman. Strootman, the midfielder tactician, plays it into Barkley. Barkley cuts back. He's got a space inside. It's back out to Lukaku, but he couldn't quite get there on the rebounding time. Bittencourt taps it back into the danger zone in their penalty area now. Barkley pulled the trigger, but it flew wide in the end. And as the advancing Sevilla players do push forward, they get the goal, which puts them back in the lead. And it's 2-1 just before half-time, just before the 40th minute mark. And that is a real killer blow in our strides to the Europa League final. We cannot go out here. We've put all this work in, all this effort. We cannot afford to lose this game and go out at this point. But as we get stuck into McGeady here, I just had to show it, because somehow this is a McGeady foul. Maybe he dragged me down, maybe he headbutted me or something. But McGeady gets a yellow card, and you can see that he's quite peeved off because he's got it against his former club. A bit of banter between the few players there. Banter. But either way, half-time, and Banega walks in quite happily. Lukaku quite down. He needs a bit of motivation to kick him off and really step it up in the second half. But Barkley does manage to find some space down the wing, beating the right back. The ball is whipped in. It's towards Campbell. Campbell's header is saved excellently. That is an emphatic save. Absolutely fabulous from the Sevilla goalkeeper. That was a really good save. He had to shimmy his body in the other direction. His body weight wasn't that way. And with Baines here, we just tap into Bittencourt. Bittencourt is really good at crossing with his right foot into Stones. Stones met it first. Our two defenders have scored now, our centre-back and our left-back. John Stones from the set piece. Bittencourt with the assist. Superb work from them two. They connected up. John Stones met it before any of the defenders. He was the one who rose highest and just nodded it past the Sevilla goalkeeper. But as the ball's played into Lukaku, now another opportunity. He turns. He's got the space. Drives in. Lukaku. It's a good save. Only just. You see on the replay here. I'll show this replay because of how much of a good save it was. Look at this. Seriously, just creeping under his legs. But his thigh saved Sevilla so far. And guess who's coming on? Gerard Deulofeu. So two of our former wingers are coming on. That's a bit of a coincidence. That McGeady joins his former teammate, only on loan though, and I am interested in bringing Deulofeu back to the club. But Campbell is the ball in. We're looking for a winner here, and we might have just got it. 3 away goals could be proved pivotal for the second leg, but Joel Campbell whips the ball over, and Barkley, with his turning head, he seems to be really good at them type of headers. The near post headers, just turning his head back, turning his body position to find the goal, gets it past the keeper, who is pointed to the spot. He's rooted to it, And we just have to get sweaty as well, don't we? Joel Campbell just flops on the floor in delight because we are now 4-2 up, and that could prove quite an important goal in the tie. I mean, think about it. I mean, seriously, like, now we're 4-2 up, we've got a 2-goal difference. And as they do get one more opportunity, with the following header, as the players advanced, they hit the post, and that is full time. So that could prove quite important as well, though we didn't concede there. As long as we simply keep a clean sheet next time, we are done. As long as we simply only concede one or less, then we are done. But either way, that is today's episode, but we should be having one later this afternoon. So I did thank you for watching. If you enjoy, make sure you smash that like button. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. Later today we've got a second upload, so it should be double upload weekend or double upload Sunday. This should be scheduled for Sunday either way, and I will see you next time.